Good evening, everyone, and welcome to class. This is Network King's IT Solution, and tonight we are beginning a journey that is going to be very interesting. Interesting in the sense that IT or tech has now become the talk of the town. Why is it the talk of the town? Because almost every sphere of career is having something to do with IT, especially in the era of AI and machine learning. And so that's why we brought all come together about this training that we should understand some of the career paths in tech. And tonight, we are going to be looking at network engineering. So I don't know if anyone has done any research based on our last class and has come up with one maybe definition or something you can say. What can you say about network engineering? Do we have anyone in the class that want to tell us something he or she has read about network engineering and would like to share with the class before we move forward? We'll be waiting for just like 30 seconds, and if not, we'll move on. Anyone? Okay. Mr. Henry is raising up his hand, so we'll listen to you, sir. Over to you, sir. Mr. Henry, you can go ahead.
Oh, all right. Thank you, everyone. Please a minute. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I'm trying to access what I wrote down. Sorry, I'm able to. Okay.
So we can barely hear you. Hello, Mr. Henry.
So,
Mr. Henry, we
Mr.
can
Henry, we
barely
can
hear you.
barely hear you.
all right. I wrote network engineering is the design, implementation, and maintenance of computer networks, including local area networks, that's LANs, and wide area networks, that's WANs, and the internet network.
Oh,
Network engineers ensure that data communication systems function properly, efficiently, and securely. So that's what I have to say about network engineering.
fantastic. That's really fantastic.
Please
Okay.
apologies. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, we heard you clearly. I heard your definition. I don't know if anyone else heard what he has said or
Can you
anyone
hear
has
me now?
actually even put one
All
or
right.
two things together. Anyone else want to say something?
All right.
That was a fantastic contribution, Mr. Henry. Anybody else want to say something?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Anybody else want to say something? Okay, so let's move on because of our time. So, what are the things we want to look at tonight? What is network engineering? How to become a network engineer? Virtual aids, engaging the learners, final tips, and takeaway. So, introduction to network engineering. We said network engineering involves designing, implementing, and managing computer networks that supports in-house voice, data, video, and wireless network services. What are we saying here? So there is what we call network engineering, and there are people we call network engineers. So network engineering is about the technology that has to do with the designing, the implementing, and managing computer networks. Because when we now say what is computer networks, that is where we talk about one wide area network. LAN, some of us, somebody is asking if we are going to have access to the slide. Obviously, you're going to have access to the slide. Okay, so good. Introduction. So when we're saying that LAN, one, we have different kind of computer networks. You have MAN, municipal area network. So, but then what is the key thing? Managing computer network and supporting in-house. What are the type of services that a computer network relates with? We have the voice, which is an example of what we are doing now. You can hear me. I can hear you when you unmute yourself. Data, you subscribe. Video, at a point we're looking at each other, we could see each other. Wireless network services, like your data, through which you have internet connectivity, is through wireless. You have a SIM on your phone, and that SIM is communicating wirelessly to the mast, either MTN, either Airtel, either Etisalat. So what do we say now? In network engineering, it's about designing and implementing of computer networks. So network engineering is about designing, implementing, and managing computer networks. Network engineering involves, note that, designing. Your ability to design computer network is one. Your ability to implement is another. And your ability to manage is another thing. But at the start, what you are going to majorly be doing is about managing the networks. But you are not able to manage what you cannot design or implement. So what do we say is network engineer rules now? We said network engineers are responsible for ensuring these networks run smoothly and efficiently. So it's one thing to study network engineering, is another thing to be a network engineer. So for instance, most of us, we've been to school, so we have what we call teaching and we have what we call a teacher. Teaching is the profession, while a teacher is the person who engages in teaching profession. So a network engineer is the person who is responsible for ensuring these networks, either WAN, either MAN, either LAN, run smoothly and efficiently. So we said firstly, we are looking at what is network engineering. What is a network engineering? So we've defined what network engineering is now and who is a network engineer. So the next thing is, how do I become a network engineer? I don't want to sit us too long in the meeting. So roles and responsibilities of a network engineer. What are the things that are expected of a network engineer? You could see it from the definition of network engineering. We said network engineering involves designing, implementing. So now if you look at the number one rule, it says designing and implementing network solutions. So you sit down, you design. When we start, you are going to see how we design a network, a LAN, a WAN. Because when we say a LAN, a local area network, for instance, a school, you can design a LAN. All you want to do is that the computers in your school should be able to talk to one another seamlessly. That is what we call LAN. A communication within a local area. That is a LAN. We call it local area network. You could have a small company in your office. Everybody should be using one printer. So you connect all your local area network and map the printer into that network. That is a LAN. So everybody prints from the same location. You have one scanner. Everybody scan their document from their PC, from their laptop to the same scanner. That helps you to be able to manage cost. So the first role, or one of the roles of a network engineer, is to design and implement network solutions. And now when we are now talking about network solutions, they varies. If you look at the computer networks we're talking about, we say in-house voice, data, video, and wireless services. So we are saying that when you design an infrastructure or a network, this design or these solutions could be a voice solution. We have people we call voice engineers. We have some, they are network engineers. Now, network engineers is like encapsulating everyone, putting them into the same place. However, inside network engineer, you have some people, we call them voice engineer. The only thing they knows about is how to implement voice services. They have data. We have data center engineers. We will get to all of that as we progresses. Number 2, managing and maintaining network hardware and software. I know most of us, we did computer in the school and we talk about computer and we said, okay, we discussed some things about computer and said, okay, we have hardware and we have software. And we said that the hardware, these are the physical components of the computer system that comprises of what? Who is going to give me one of the examples of computer hardware?
Keyboard.
Okay, keyboard, thank you. Somebody want to say something again?
The monitor.
The monitor, thank you. All right, so it's still the same thing here. So you have to be a network engineer is going to be managing and be maintaining the network hardware and software. And I remember those days we used to define software as, somebody want to define that for us? What's software? If you remember secondary school, primary school, what's software?
There are things we see but we cannot touch.
Okay, thank you. He said they are the things we see but we cannot touch. Okay. All right. But we always define it. We said these are it is the software that enables the hardware to work. Now, there are programs inside the computer that enables the hardware to work. In other words, without the software, it becomes impossible for the hardware to work. For instance, our car. Most times, we put the fuel. We don't even, when we go to the filling station, they put the nozzle of the pump inside the tank. We don't even see that fuel. We close it. The day the fuel finishes and we do not check the gauge, we do not check our either the meter that helps us to read the fuel. What happens? It becomes impossible to drive the car. So the software are just like the fuel. They are the applications inside our computer that enables the computer to work. Number 3, monitoring network performance and troubleshooting issues. I would have even made this one to be to subdivide it into 2. Monitoring network performance. There are some people whose job alone is just to monitor the uptime of a network. I remember my first support engineer role, technical support. We call it technical support. But funny enough, all I need to be doing is to be monitoring that the base station is up. And there is what we call monitoring solution. The company will design a monitoring solutions. We're going to be doing some little designs of monitoring solutions. So we'll design it. You see that, oh, the router is up. Oh, this base station is up. That is all. And then we generate availability reports that tells us that, oh, indeed, the network is up and running. And then troubleshooting issues when there is one issue or the other. Number 4, ensuring network security. So network engineer ensures that the network is secured, ensures that it prevents hackers or malicious activity happening on the network or infrastructure. So there are some terms or some terminologies that you have to pay attention to: network, infrastructure, design, implementing, software, hardware, and security. So all of these terminologies are what we need to pay attention to. Number 5, collaborating with IT teams to integrate new technologies. So these are one of the things that a network engineer must ensure that takes place on collaboration. Very, very important. Collaboration. The truth is, some people, the reason why they are still at work is because they have the capacity to collaborate with other team members. Once you lack collaboration, it's difficult to go at the speed that you will want to go, even in every area of career in life. You must be ready or willing to collaborate. Number 6, configuring and supporting firewall environments. Configuring and supporting firewall environments. We're going to be looking at that in details as time goes on. 7, creating and maintaining documentation. Very important. You need to learn how to document things. It's important. Creating and maintaining documentation. What are the skills required for network engineering? So, just like someone who wants to embark on any journey. Oh, I want to travel from, say, Lagos to Abuja. I have 2 choices. Either I go and take public transport, or I want to drive personally. So if I'm going to be driving myself, I need to ensure that I have a car. If I don't have a car, I need to ensure that, okay, maybe probably I want to borrow from a friend. So then I must have the skill of driving for me to say I want to embark on this journey. So what are the skills that is required of us to become a network engineer or to engage in the profession of network engineering? There are 2 major skills. We have what we call the technical skills, and we have what we call the soft skills. The technical skills and the soft skills. As a matter of fact, I always tell people that you should pay attention more to the soft skills, because it is the soft skill that quickly gets you into the entry level. Yes, good, strong communication skill. Maybe we should start from there. Strong or good communication skills. You say, I don't know how to talk. Because you see, this is where ladies have they have an advantage. Especially you hear when you make a phone call to MTN, good evening. When you hear the sweet voice, so all of your anger, all of your worries will all calm down. You say, good evening, how may I help you? This is MTN Nigeria. You know, the voice calms you down. So, developing a good communication skills. I remember then, they will give us templates. Good afternoon. My name is Mayokun Ogbonton. How may I help you? We'll be reading it. Over time, we memorize it. It becomes part of us. Problem-solving ability. How to solve problem. Attention to details. Remember I talked about collaboration the other time. Team collaboration. Some people work in isolation. If you are that kind of person, you must begin to dissociate yourself from it. You must be able to work together with people. If you, not just even about network engineering alone. Because if you are going to go very far, you will need to work with team. And if you are stepping into the IT world, collaboration is key, because you are going to be working with people from different parts of the world. Sometimes you don't even work with people that are Nigerians. You're going to be working with people outside the country. So if you are someone who doesn't listen to, all of these white people, the way they talk and all of the rest, you might begin to have challenges. So you must listen, you must understand. So that's why I came up with the soft skill first: problem solving abilities, strong communication skills, attention to details, team collaboration. So what are the technical skills? Number one, understanding of network protocols. Remember I said there are some terminologies that you have to pay attention to. If you are writing, write this. Understanding of network protocols, TCP, TCP/IP, transmission control protocol. That is, the way we are talking now is actually going through a TCP/IP protocol, or is a suit. Everything we are doing, you cannot, there is more like something that is helping it to take place. DNS, domain name resolution, or domain name service. What does this do? When you go to your URL and you type an email, or you type a domain name, I'll give you an instance: facebook.com. Facebook.com is actually an IP address. But because there is a technology called DNS, it will translate the domain name to IP address. If you are still seeing my screen, please let me know. I'm going to show something to us now.
Yes, sir, I can see.
Okay, just give me a minute.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, thank you. Are you seeing a black window pop up?
Transmission control protocol.
Can you see a black? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, something
Yes, sir, we can
Microsoft
see.
Windows. Can you see that? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see it,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. So
Yes, sir.
I want to ping something now. I'm going to ping Facebook, facebook.com. Okay? It's responding, right? So I want to show you something. You see, reply from 102.132.101.35. This is the IP of Facebook. Now, if I copy this IP, okay, just give me some time. I'm trying to do something. Okay. If you can see my screen, please let me know. Can you see the screen? I brought up a new.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so look at that IP. Look at that IP now. What do you see? Your connection isn't private, right? So I continue. It gives me an error. But if you look up here, you will see something like Facebook. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So that IP is actually Facebook's IP. Now, let me do something again. I bring back that ping and ping google.com. Google.com. Now, this is the IP for Google. So if I copy this IP,
I can see your screen, sir.
okay, you can see my screen. Hold on. Just give me a minute. Let me stop sharing and share again. Can you see my screen now?
It's just writing presenting, but it's not really showing on my phone.
Okay. Are you the only one having that challenge? Is there everybody that is? If you can see my screen, please say hi.
So I'm seeing your screen. Oh.
So I can see your screen.
Okay, so you can see the Windows where I'm pinging google.com.
Oh, hi.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. You might need to just log out and log in again if you can't see my screen. So I'm copying this IP of Google now because you will see that what I ping is google.com. It's a domain name. We call this domain name, but it's resolving to an IP address. This resolving back to an IP address is done by a server called DNS server. So I want to go back to my web page now and try to put that IP on a web page. Just watch. Now, I click enter to that IP. Did you see? Can you see my screen? You see that it's showing Google.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what we are doing here?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
what I put on on my web browser is the IP, and it showed me Google. The same way if I say google.com, google.com, it will still show me Google. Do you understand this now? So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
there is a technology that helps to translate domain name to IP address, and this is the technology called DNS. Are we here? So we have what we call DHCP server. So DHCP is dynamic host protocol, control protocol. So it helps us to allocate IP address to a system. With time, we will discuss all of that. So I brought up my control panel the other time, or my command prompt. If I do IP config, you can be writing those command down small. IP config, that command is what will help me to see the IP address of this system that I'm using to work with us. So this is my IP address, the IP address of this laptop, 192. You see there, IPv4 address 192.168.186.226, and we have the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway. We're going to be discussing all of this as time permits us. Default gateway, that is what takes me to the internet. So that's my default gateway. So that's what we call, but the technology that helped me to get this IP address is what we call DHCP. So as you have interest, or you build interest in network engineering, these are the things you are going to be doing. You are going to be configuring DHCP server, you are going to be configuring router, you are going to have to understand how TCP IP works. Knowledge of routing and switching, don't worry, the word routing is attributed to router, and the word switching is attributed to switches. Familiarity with the network hardwares, which involves router, switches, firewalls. These are devices that you are going to be having to work with as time goes on. So you have to be proficient in using them. So we have routers, switches, and firewalls. Then proficiency in network design and architecture. Of course, Rome is not built in a day. So we're not going to expect you to be able to design a network and begin to architect network just in few days of coming into the network engineering space. Key skills required for network. Okay, we've talked about soft skills. So we can move on now. Educational requirements. Degree, bachelor degree in computer science or information technology or related field. Now, this is what I want to tell you. It doesn't matter what you study in the tech world today. I can tell you for fact. Why did I say so? We've seen people who study mechanical engineering and they are tech savvy today. We've seen people who did accounting and they are in the tech world today. So all you need to do is to pick an area of interest and begin to pursue in the tech world. So either they wrote or it's being specified as computer science, information technology, and you feel, oh, what I studied is accounting, or what I studied is economics, and as such, there's nothing I can do. I don't have a career in IT. So you do have a career, and you can do so much there. So let's move on. So certifications. Now, when it comes to certification, what are the certifications that you should be looking at writing if you want to begin to get into the entry level? So you look at Cisco Certified Network Associate, CCNA. You'll be hearing people talk about CCNA, you know, and what is it all about? I told us about the fact that there are different vendors in the IT world. And we have the Cisco, we have Palo Alto, we have Microtik, we have Juniper, and many more. So, but Cisco is their mother. I will call it mother because it's one of the first OEM. We call them OEM, original equipment manufacturer. So they produce routers, switches, and firewalls and many other network devices. CompTIA Plus, then CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional. This is when you are looking at getting to the professional level. Certified Information System Security Professional. This is for cyber security, but you can also upgrade yourself and get to that level as you progress in the IT world. Experience and practical training. The first thing is internship. So what I want to do with most of us is that as we begin to build capacity, there are some places that require intern. You will apply to come as an intern. I'm going to get you places where you come in as an intern. All you want to do is to come and learn on their infrastructure. They will pay you token. Don't worry. Just collect the token and move on. You collect the token and move on. Because with time, when you fully build capacity, after a while, they will be the one begging you. So you have internship, gain hands-on experience through internship during your studies. So when we have done some practicals and maybe somebody want to deploy a new network somewhere, I can call one of us. Once you are free, I'll just put it on the platform. Oh, I have a colleague. He's deploying so network in so place, maybe on the mainland or on the island. If you don't mind, if you are ready to learn and I've seen your desire, you come to the island, I grant you access, you see how router is configured, how switches is configured, and you begin to build hands-on experience through that. Then you get entry-level position. Start with roles like network technician or support engineer. When they say, oh, we are looking for a network technician is somebody who is just supporting the network engineer. Oh, I want you to crimp cable. You go and read about how to crimp cable. You crimp cable for it. And you begin to have your gain experience, build capacity from there. Now, lab practice. This is what we are going to be doing. So that is where our practical comes in. Lab practice. In our lab practice, use network simulation tools like Cisco Packet Tracer. I know some of us have been introduced to this. We're going to be doing some live demo together in this lab. GNS3, we're going to set up GNS3 together. So that is why when we are going to be getting set, your laptop is very important when the time comes. So I'm going to be saying that I'm going to be specifying maybe a spec of laptop that will be required as we progress, or if NG, we're going to be having more knowledge about them as we move forward. Projects. Work on real world projects to build practical skills and experience. That's what like the internship, and I can call us for project. Once I have some project to also do myself, I'm going to be calling on one or two of us. We come online we come to the field together, we configure and we deploy networks together. So career path and advancements. So entry level, you have network technician, you have junior network engineer. Then mid level, you have network engineer, you have system engineer, you have senior level now, you have the senior network engineer, you have network architect. Specialization, you now have security, you have wireless, you have VoIP. The word VoIP there is voice over internet protocol. Data center, so people works in data center. I have to take some pictures for us so that we can enjoy ourselves. Maybe I should quickly go to that. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who can tell me what are you seeing here? What do you? Okay, maybe we should ask. Is Sister Mercy here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is this? What can you tell me that you are seeing here? Just tell me anything. Remember, whatever you are saying here is correct. You are not wrong. So what can you tell me you are seeing?
I don't know what I'm seeing now.
But how does it look? It look beautiful?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look beautiful. Okay, can anybody help us here? If you can tell me what are you seeing here? What does it look like? Anyone want to help? Mercy.
It's router.
The router, okay. Somebody want to say something else? Anybody having some other idea? Okay, somebody said.
So it looks like a room where they connect what's it called, like where networks are connected that
Okay.
supplies.
Thank you so much. Somebody said it's a server room. Another person said it. So now this is it. This is what we call a data center. Are we here, please? This is a what? A data center. I know some of us would have heard about May 1, right? You've heard about May 1. You've heard about IPNS. You've heard about some of these service provider. Now, this is a data center. All what you are seeing with light, those are servers, routers, switches. You know, when you enter this place, it's as cold as the cold room where fishes are being iced. Okay, let me show another one. That will help us to have a better picture. Now, Mercy, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a network engineer connecting something in the data center or in a server room. So we have a server room. Server room is just is a mini data center where some companies just put their router and their switches. The reason why I had to get a picture of a female is so that you can know that it is not odd for you as a woman or as a lady to be a network engineer. Okay, so look at this. This another what? So if you see this now, this is a data center. Cool. Beautiful. Okay. Now, you see this guy with his what? With his laptop. So, most likely going to be someone taking stocks or a network engineer because he's with his laptop there, having to understand, the way things really works here. Okay. I got this again. So, let's go back to where we are coming from. We've looked at the career path and we said, so the next thing we want to look at is future trend in network engineering. What are the things that are coming up in network engineering? Number one, software defined networking, SDN. Now, I will explain this. this way. Most of us, we have some solutions. I know some of us would have heard about Alexa. Has anyone asked about, if you have heard about Alexa, let me know. Alexa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, there is
Alexa.
Alexa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, some of us use iPhone. There is Siri,
Yes.
right? You can
Yes, sir.
you can almost ask these things any question. Like Alexa, you can just say, Alexa, where is my car key? And it will tell you that, oh, you must likely have dropped your car key on the table when you came in yesterday. You know, these are technology. Now, so they are putting technology in such a way that some of the solutions that are hardware, they are making it to be software. Now, when we start our practical classes, all the hardware that you are going to be seeing, I will show you the hardware. But even when you don't have that hardware, you can implement the things the hardware will do, even in a software environment. That is what we call software-defined network. So there's what we call virtualization. I don't want to overcrowd our head tonight, but that's why we'll just stick with network engineering, understand how it works, and we will take our bearing from there and we'll close for the day. All right, so software-defined network, centralized management of network resources. You can manage all of your infrastructure from one central location. For instance, there's what we call AP, wireless access point. Cisco designed a particular device called WSC, wireless LAN controller. You can use that controller to manage all the APs, 50, 100, it doesn't matter, from one location. Network automation. I'm going to be explaining this. For people who are going to be looking at cloud, automation is what you are supposed to be doing manually. You now put a technology in place to be happening automatically. Just like I can set up our meeting to be happening automatically every Friday, 8:30 or 8 p.m. I can set it up on my Google Meet. That's an automation. So that once it is time, it kick off. You can set it up on your own calendar. That once it is time, that is what we call automation. That you don't have to manually do it again. Use of AI and machine learning for network management. Cybersecurity. Increasing importance of network security. Cloud networking. We will look at all of that as time goes on. Integration with cloud services and virtualization. I spoke of virtualization the other time. IoT and 5G. Today I was reading, because you know, you in the tech world, you must always be on top of your game. So this morning I was reading, Japan has tested the first 5G for over 2.4 kilometers above the sea level. The first test that was carried out by China failed, but Japan has successfully done that. In other words, 5G is here to stay. So people are already on 7G, 8G. We have not even used 4G in Nigeria. Where we are using 5G is 4G. But maybe I should not talk too much. But so that is just the truth. So, and technology is expanding every day, expanding network capabilities to support new technologies. Okay. So I've shown this picture to us before. This, and this. So I decided to bring this so that guys won't say, oh, why is it only ladies? Now, when I saw this picture, it got done on me when I started my CCNA career. I was still trying to look good. A time comes whereby you will be spending almost all your day in the data center or in the server room. You don't have time to begin to look good. So you saw this guy fly his shirt, wear his sneakers, and he's rolling up his jean. Because most times nobody is even knowing that you are here. Your MD is in his office having meetings. Your own is to ensure that the network is working. Sometimes I sleep inside this data center. I've had occasions to be in this data center for 2 days. I remember when it was a a day to my court wedding, I was in the data center all night. So you could have this kind of experience. So you must be prepared. But it is interesting because you are troubleshooting, and when you are able to resolve the issue, you are excited. Conclusion: network engineering is a dynamic and rewarding field that combines technical expertise with problem-solving skills. With the right education, certifications, and practical experience, you can build a successful career as a network engineer. Stay updated with industry trends and continue learning to advance in this evolving field. Questions and answer. Thank you for your attention. So I want to listen to questions now. Anybody want to ask questions? I am ready to pick up your questions, or you have contribution. Okay, so I'll stop presenting now. So it's over to us. Bye. So,